Now, Manchester has double the number of bikes compared with the national average, but an increase in the number of bikes on the road means an increase in the number of bike thefts. While bikes have serial numbers and can be traced, unlike cars, they're not usually fitted with alarms. Until now, a Wythenshawe entrepreneur has put his mind to the task and invented a bike light and alarm system, which he's now crowdfunding for. Obaida Sheikh joins me now. Obaida, thank you so much for joining me. And this is such an interesting thing to talk about. Where did you come up with the idea for a bike light/alarm?
So it's based on my own experiences, actually. I've had my bicycle stolen 3 times. Once in person, so somebody pushed me off my bike, got onto it and cycled away, twice from my shed. And I realised the options for bicycle security are limited to locks, and locks, obviously they're good, they are the main means of security, but they have their limits. And I thought, it's not being smart about security. You know, putting more locks on doesn't mean you're going to be safer. There are other ways you can keep your bike safe, and the alarm hybrid with the light idea came from the idea of convenience. The alarm system is incredibly useful to the cyclist as it adds that medium-term deterrent, that's what I call it. By combining it with the light system, we offer that extra functionality, but at no extra cost. So hopefully, you know, it's appealing to most urban cyclists.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very innovative thing, and especially at a time when so many people are using bikes, not just for fun, but to sort of for day-to-day commuting and getting around and things like that. I mean, I know you mentioned that your third experience, I mean, 3 times having your bike stolen is ridiculous, but the third time that they took your bike away when you were using it and needed it, what's that sort of like when you have your bike stolen?
Yeah, so on that third occasion, I was a lot older than I used my bike to get about as a means of transport, you know, for my livelihood, essentially. So there's the emotional loss, the financial loss, but then there's the necessity of how do I travel now? You know, it's a huge inconvenience. And, you know, related to that as well, the second time I had my bicycle stolen, one of the scenarios or the situation, what happened basically was I was pushed off my bike, and the youth, or I call them youth, the hooligan, whatever you want to call them, got my bike and cycled away with it, and I chased after them for about 15 seconds. And then I realized there's absolutely no way I'm going to catch this guy. And at that point, you feel it's one of the most powerless feelings in the world. There's nothing you can do, you can't catch them, and all you can see is someone else cycling away with your property. So it was that feeling where that's essentially one of the things which inspired me to then develop the product as it is.
I mean, this idea obviously came from your experiences, but you've just graduated from university. Was this something that was part of your university?
So it wasn't part of the course itself, but I think the course did inspire me to look into sensors. You know, one of my course modules was around sensors and electronics and inventing new sensing applications. And that's where the idea came from. You know, let's use a motion-based alarm system, combine it with a light. We've got a 9-axis motion sensor built inside this product. We've got smart software, so it's not like a traditional alarm system. You move it a little bit and it triggers. It actually has a lot of smart software, so it knows what's going on and it doesn't trigger accidentally.
I mean, this alarm system that goes off, what are you hoping it will do in terms of deterrent?
Yeah, so I mean, that's the key word there, deterrent. I think most bike thieves are opportunists, and when a thief sees an opportunity, they're going to go for it until they feel this isn't worth it. And what we're trying to do is trigger that threshold as soon as possible. So if you think about, if you were a thief, you went up to try and steal a bike, you saw an opportunity, you went in, and then all of a sudden this alarm goes off in your face, 140 decibels, right in your face. And I can show you here, the light is on the front, the alarm is on the back. And what this does, it means the alarm is always facing the rider. So wherever that bike goes, wherever the rider or the thief takes that bike, they're going to have that alarm in their face. And again, what I was saying was before is we want to trigger that feeling of I need to let this go, or I shouldn't, you know, it's not worth trying as soon as possible. So then they let it go and go elsewhere.
Have you tested it then, the actual sound of the alarm?
Yeah, I mean, this works if you want me to show you.
I mean, we might end up like blowing the microphones out, so we probably should.
Okay.
But what have people said if they've heard it in the vicinity of?
If you're close to it, which the thief would be, it's very loud. It's quite uncomfortable, but it's also, again, like we were saying, if you're not expecting it, it's a huge shock. Obviously, the further away you get, it's going to get more quiet, but the idea is it's designed to intimidate the thief, to make them realize, whoa, what was this? Wasn't expecting that. Let's drop this and go.
Brilliant. I mean, it's such a fascinating idea and so strange that nobody's thought of it. And I mean, combining a light and an alarm system as well. Was that something that you wanted to incorporate the two? You're sort of getting 2 for 1.
Yeah, exactly. So offering that added functionality, but at the same price as a normal bike light. So when you look at the lighting features, it's got a 300 lumen LED headlight. It's got a rechargeable internal lithium battery. From the lighting aspect, the features are just as good as anything else in the price range, but we offer that alarm system functionality in addition to it. And the key thing here is we want to empower cyclists to feel safe whilst riding and parking in the city, and we want to make this extra layers of security or better bicycle security more accessible to the everyday cyclist.
It's quite interesting when you consider that Manchester is aiming to be a really cycle-friendly city.
I was over the moon. Over the past 1.5 years, watching the developments happen, all the infrastructure. I am quite proud to have founded the company here. I hope we stay here long term. Well, we will stay here long term. I'm not going anywhere. And I hope to become a part of the cycle scene in Manchester, contributing towards its development. And in the future, who knows what we can achieve.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, one of the things you want to go for, if you want to make something cycle friendly, you want to make it thief unfriendly, and this seems like a really good way to do it. So obviously you're crowdfunding for it, and what's your target?
So we've got a target of £50,000. We're retailing, pledging 1 unit for £50. That's the early bird special, and then the regular ones are for £60. You can see our campaign if you go onto our website. Is bouh.co.uk, and that will forward you to the campaign. And that's going to be running for 28 days. So we just launched yesterday.
Brilliant. Well, I hope the crowdfunder goes well, and congratulations on coming up with such an innovative bike thief deterrent.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No worries.